Welcome to another edition of King Size Conversations. I'm your host, Brian Pfannes, president here at Steel King Industries. Summer's kind of coming to a close, and as summer comes to a close and school gets started here pretty soon, that means our interns are leaving us. So going to close the summer out and get an opportunity to interview our interns as they get ready to go back to school. Rachel.
I'm Rachel Perry. I served as the HRIS intern this summer, and I'm going back to UWSP this fall.
Welcome back for round 2.
Thank you.
So a question for you. What is something that you know now that you definitely didn't know when you first recorded our session back in June?
Yeah. For those of you that watched the podcast in June, you know that I didn't come in with a extremely clear expectation of work and what I wanted to do in the future. I think I gained an understanding the most of what HRIS really is, how much information systems affects people, not just the computers and the behind the scenes of it. But I also learned a lot about corporate culture and just how that works and how it needs to be a team environment, more so than maybe you'd expect when it comes to dividing by department.
That's great. Another question for you. What project are you most proud of?
I would say that I'm most proud of the project I did with our pricing strategist that came in. I had the opportunity to do a lot of data sourcing and putting together some visuals so that he was able to analyze our prices versus market prices. And I think it just taught me a lot. It was told to me that it was going to be kind of a master class on pricing strategy, and it definitely reigned to be true. I feel like I learned a lot, and I was also able to contribute some and just think strategically in that sense as well.
That's great. That was what I was hoping for, was the opportunity to be able to see some things that you may not necessarily be able to see as an intern. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Another question for you. What advice would you give next year's class of interns as they come in?
I would say learn to be adaptable. I felt like I came in with not a clear understanding of where I was going, and so I asked for the opportunity to see across departments and different areas of the business, and I think that has helped me so much in knowing where I might want to end up and what type of career I might want to end up going for after the completion of college. You never know what you're really going to like until you do it. So to just be willing to do something that you're not 100% sure about, you might find a career path you really like.
Great answer. What's the most used phrase that you've heard this summer?
Well, my boss is a wonderful woman, and she's also a very glass half empty type of woman. So the one thing I heard the most from her, truthfully, was the second one I heard the most from her was probably, "You would think so, wouldn't you?" And to explain that one, HRIS and systems, they all just tie together. They're completely intertwined. So you change one thing, it's changing everything. And there are things that you might think, oh, this would make sense, right? Like this would line up what I do, it's going to work. Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? So I heard that one a lot too.
That's very good. This doesn't surprise me. And it probably could be filled in with a few people within the company, and really depends on time of day and what what you're working on.
What email they're looking at.
Yeah, that's too funny. Last question. What's one thing you hope people at Steel King will remember you for as you leave here today?
I know a lot of people have more fun answers than I do, but I would say I hope to be remembered for just my attitude, for how I come to work and how I show up. I think there are some challenges with information systems. I've never been the biggest fan of working with data, if I'm being completely honest. Numbers come relatively easily to me, but nothing's always perfect. And so I hope people remember that I always came in with a good attitude and excited to work with the people because they cared and I cared.
That's well said. Well
Thank
said.
you.
We appreciate your efforts and contributions this summer, and thanks for being part of our program this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Katie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back for round 2 of King Size Conversations. So summer comes to a close.
hmm
What is something you know today that you definitely didn't know when you first started?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I learned throughout the summer was how to accept constructive criticism and not take it personally. Because I would say at the beginning of the summer, like working on some projects, you get just some feedback, and it's just, I used to struggle with taking it personally, and I would just get down and be like, maybe they just don't like me or something, which is obviously not true. So I would say this summer is just getting over that and realizing that they're giving you this feedback because they want you to be better, and they know that you're an intern, and they know that you're still learning. So they want you to give this advice to be better for the next time and keep growing and keep learning. So I'd say that was the biggest hurdle for me to learn this summer.
I mean, that answer is profound in many respects because it's not unique to someone being an intern.
Yeah.
And that's advice that, quite frankly, even myself could use from time to time. It's feedback can be a gift
For
if
sure.
if delivered in the right way.
Yeah.
Another question for you. What project are you most proud of as you leave here today?
Yeah, I would say the one project I'm very proud of is the brochures that I worked on this summer. We have a bunch of brochures that are used for like our trade shows and marketing materials, and they're just overviews of some of our products. So I got to work on redoing those this summer. There was about 15 of them. And it was really cool just like being a part of something bigger than myself, because I've got to work on similar projects during school. And, in school, you get the assignment, you do it, you get the grade, and it only affects you. But here, you do the project, and it's wow, like I'm changing these brochures that are going to be sent to, our Stevens Point plant, the New London plant, the Rome, Georgia plant. And I'm like, wow, like I feel really proud of that. That's awesome. So I'd say that's the one. Yeah.
You should. You're contributing to something that will be here actually and used after you go back to school
For sure.
for years to come in
Yeah.
many cases.
Yeah.
What advice would you give next year's class of interns?
So one thing I wish I had realized at the beginning of summer is how important LinkedIn is, because I was always told in orientation classes, like, make sure you have a LinkedIn page, and I was just kind of always taking it with a grain of salt. I was like, I'll have one, but I never really had, a profile picture, any job experience on there. Starting here, I was like, wow, this is a great way to connect with people and find more people outside of your company, or even just stay connected with people maybe not in your department that you want to keep in contact with after the summer's over. It's just a great way to find opportunities and stay connected to people. So I would say for next summer's interns, even if it's not a professional LinkedIn page, just have one, because it's great to have.
Yeah, that's really great advice actually for anyone listening.
hmm
The CEO of Toyota Material Handling North America,
hmm
every spring, traditionally at trade shows, whether it be ProMat or Modex, he'll talk to the college students that are there, and a little secret, but he ends up looking at attendees' LinkedIn profiles,
hmm
and he'll call people up based upon what's on their LinkedIn profile, and it's a good billboard to the industry.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it out there, you don't have it polished,
Yeah,
what does your billboard say?
exactly.
So that's
Yep.
a great call out. So a question, what's the most used phrase you've heard at work this summer?
I would say being in marketing, the phrase I heard the most was cohesive and brand standards, because marketing, we're all about details. We notice all the little details that maybe some of the other departments don't. So it's like just for the brochures, for example, we wanted them all to look cohesive. So it was about making them all look cohesive and meeting our brand standards, like updating logos and colors. And I heard that not even just for the brochures, just throughout the whole summer. So I'd say that's what I heard the most this
Got it.
summer. Yeah.
Anything funny?
Not as funny as Rachel's, no.
Got it. I would have thought within the marketing group there, because you guys are giggling half the time when I go by. I mean, I would have thought there would have been something funny. So, let's see. What's another good one? What's one thing you hope people at Steel King remember you for?
You know what? I hope I go down as the Rubik's Cube champion at Steel King.
Rubik's Cube.
Yes, we have a Rubik's Cube sitting in between sales and marketing over by the cubicles. I came in on my first day, and it was sitting there unsolved, and I was told that it's been there for 6 months. Just no one can get it. And I told them that I could solve it, and so this summer I've been solving them, and then people will shuffle it up like when I'm not by my desk, and everyone's always so impressed. So I've been teaching everyone little steps, and it's just been really fun to do that this summer. So I think I'll go down as a Rubik's Cube champion, or I hope so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for your contributions, Katie,
Yes, thank
this
you.
year, and leaving a mark on us as you leave to go back to Winona State. I think some of the work that you've put on and brought to the company will make impact well after you're gone. So appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Nate, welcome back.
Thank you.
Summer's over,
Yep, unfortunately.
So, couple questions for you here. So, what is something that you know today that you definitely didn't know when we recorded our first episode back in June?
I would say probably how much engineers actually work together. During all of our meetings and our L10 especially, we always talk about problems and work collaboratively. Everybody has different ideas and everybody can contribute to the same project.
That's great. What project are you most proud of here as you close out for the summer?
The biggest one that I worked on was the capacity chart project. Michael worked on a macro for Excel, and we ran all of our SK2000 tests through there. He gave us our moment, stability, all the engineering stuff.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, from having no experience or exposure to what we do to being able to take test information and turn it into practical applications, what we will use and ultimately our customers will use is great. What advice would you give next summer's interns?
Definitely ask a lot of questions because, especially from an engineering standpoint and being so young, I don't know a lot of things. And there's so many things in the industry like Excel I don't have a lot of experience with, our new Layout Pro that just got introduced. All these other programs I have no idea how to use, so I need to ask questions, and that's very important.
Did you get supported in that process when you ask questions?
100%, yeah.
That's great to hear, because I think sometimes the big fear if you ask the question, well, are people going to look down on me for for asking the question or just not knowing?
Yeah.
And the art of asking questions is still ask tons of questions today. You have to. It's how you learn.
Yeah.
So good stuff. What would be the most used phrase you heard at work this summer?
Amir always tells me to because in engineering, even though we have the degree, we have a very important job. And if something goes wrong with our racking, and let's say we use 2,500-pound pallets, and they said, oh, no, we told you 4,500. And we pull up our emails, and they did not say that. It doesn't come backfiring on us. It's not our problem.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. CYA, I think. Totally get it. What would one thing you hope people at Steel King will remember you for?
I'm a 2-time bags champion.
2-time bags champion.
Undefeated.
You want to describe the process of total domination throughout the summer?
I couldn't tell you.
So
I just throw the bag and it goes in the hole.
Just goes in the hole.
Yep.
That's a skill I wish I had. Well, congratulations on being 2-time undefeated bags champion. The opportunity maybe next year to come back and to defend those titles.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's something that you're interested in, but that's awesome. I think you've done great work this year, Nate, and from what I've seen, what you presented on to the leadership team, I can't imagine coming in as a freshman, finishing your freshman year and getting exposure to be able to deliver the stuff that you did. So on behalf of a grateful leadership team, thank you for your contributions this year.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Wish you nothing but the best at UW Platteville, correct? Okay. Wish you nothing but the best this year. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Dalton, welcome back to King Size Conversations. Round 2, the summer's coming to a close. Few questions for you. What is something that you know today that you definitely didn't know when you first started back in June?
You don't know anything. When you start as an intern, you often might consider yourself like you know more than somebody else on a certain topic, but the point of an internship is to learn as much as possible. So it's just easier to think that you don't know anything and let yourself learn than it is to fight against what people are trying to teach you.
Yeah, so kind of like get out of your own way in some respects. That's a great answer. What projects or project are you most proud of over the last couple of months?
Probably the testing framework project. It was just an idea that was brought up by Ricky, and I believe that it could have a great impact on how developers move forward with development, seeing as if you could add a stage specifically for testing, then it will make sure that maintenance is easier and that development moves along at a faster rate than it could have before.
What advice would you give next summer's interns?
Ask questions. It's a pretty basic answer, but questions as an intern, because you're expected to not know very much, you have the great ability and chance to just ask the questions that you thought would be too dumb or too stupid for people to answer, and they'll answer them. And that's a great opportunity to have for an intern.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Dalton. What would be the most used phrase you've heard of while working this summer?
The most used phrase I've heard of would probably be thanks or thank you. In IT, especially over here in the support technician, it's always expected that you try to treat anyone who comes into contact with the IT department with respect, because they might have problems that you won't be able to understand if you can't, come down or come up to their level and meet them face to face. So you always got to end it off with a pleasurable thank you, and that will get you very far.
Yeah, that's a great answer too. I think it's interesting. It speaks to, call it, the company culture here at Steel King, and the desire to work and support others. Call it a pay it forward and help others when they've got challenges. So that thank you aspect goes a long ways. What would one thing that you'd hope people at Steel King would remember you for?
I want them to remember that I tried my best. I know that I'm just an intern, but even looking back at what I've done, it's easy to judge someone that you've never met face to face based off the work that they've submitted or the work that they've put in over the years. So I just want them to know that I've tried my best.
Well, from what I've seen over the course of the summer and the wrap-up presentations that you gave, or that the whole internship class gave, your presentation, you definitely presented your best and did a great job, highlighting some of the projects that you've been able to work on with Ricky and others within our IT department and then cross-functional. Very smart. Contributions have been significant. We appreciate all the efforts that you've put in here over the course of the summer. Mid-State Technical College, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to Mid-State Technical College for helping develop Dalton and some of the IT skills and knowledge, being able to put it into practical application here at Steel King just in a few short months. So appreciate your time here, and congratulations on a great internship, and look forward to seeing what you do in your career.
Thank you.
That will wrap up this edition of King Size Conversation. Looking forward to seeing what our interns go on to do in their career in the months and years to come. And also a shout out to those that are looking to be potential interns for us here as we move into the fall and into the spring next year in 2027. Huge opportunities here, from whether it be engineering, IT, marketing, HR, sales, all sorts of aspects within the business, finance, accounting. So please, if there's something that you're interested in, reach out to our team here at Steel King within the HR team. Be happy to help and get your information and see what potential opportunities may be just around the corner here in the spring to come.